once again from ShortMeTina.com with my daily recap. Today's Thursday, so I want to say happy Thursday. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for tuning in. One more day hang in there. Not hanging, but hang in there. Friday is almost here, and then the weekend will be upon you. All right, so we're just going to jump in really quickly with these recaps. I have about 7 or so to discuss, so I'm going to try to keep them each under a minute. All right, so let's start with, again, ticker DTSS. In this situation, let's look at the hourly chart. Let's just focus in on what happened today. Clearly the stock is up 48% on the day, so huge congrats to the bulls. Stock went as high as 493. You can see the gap up here, and the majority of that sort of uptrend, or that bullish price action, happened in the first hour of trading. Outside of that, the stock was more or less in a decline, and we can say the last 2 to 3 hours of trading, it essentially traded sideways. Again, closed at around, I see 302 here, I think 3 some places, I see 277 other places. Regardless, I would be paying attention to, you can see clearly defined support here. Let's call that level like around 280 to 285. So for me, that's the line in the sand. If we open up tomorrow, we open up actually below that 280 to 285 level, chances are the stock is going to pull back more. All right, what else? All right, and then we have ticker CBLI. We're also going to focus in on the hourly. I guess we can pay attention to price action dating back to January 20th when we had that gap up 41% on the day. See a close here of 315. It's up a little bit in after hours, about 5% or so. So I see a quote of 332. So that's somewhere around, somewhere like around here. Let me draw a line. So this line here, like that's sort of like the ultimate goal if you're long. That's, in my opinion, like major resistance here, this 550 level. So to actually get there or have a shooting chance of getting there, obviously you want to penetrate this sort of shorter term resistance of 322. So if we can penetrate that, go on to actually retest today's high of 348, there's a good chance you're going to see 4, and if you see 4, obviously that leads you closer to 5. So I wouldn't say 5 is the end all be all, but that's sort of major resistance. That's why that red line is here. From a smaller time frame, again, we're looking at the hourly, I will pay attention to sort of that shorter term resistance we got within the last 4 hours. Again, we can call that around that 330 to 332 mark. Heading into trading tomorrow, if we open up above that, that's a good sign that you might actually get a continuation. What else? All right, I guess today we're just focusing on the hourly. This is an hourly chart. Stock is actually up despite all these red candles. It's actually up 41% on the day. Not sure what's going on. Closed at 203 or 206, essentially flat in after hours. So doesn't look good. You can see it here. The stock, since gapping up a few days ago, well, yesterday mainly, since gapping up yesterday, you can see the stock continuously has been in a decline. So what I'd be paying attention to, obviously, how the stock opens up, but you also want to pay attention to today's low of around 203. If we take that out, chances are we're going to drift lower. There's that gap here at around 147 to be filled. So look out for that. What else? All right, and then we have ticker AHPI. Again, hourly chart up about 27% on the day. Huge congrats to the bulls. I see a quote here of around 320, but I believe we closed at 324. Essentially flat in after hours, but today's high clocked in at around 345. You can see stock has actually been in an uptrend since yesterday. An uptrend is characterized by higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, so on and so forth. But the last 3 hours of the day, can I highlight that? Let's see if I can highlight it. Yeah, you can see here the last 3 hours of the day right here. The last 3 hours of the day, the stock essentially has been trading sideways. So if you are long, you're wondering whether or not this can actually see $4 or $5, I would definitely be paying attention to this right here. In particular, this resistance level of around 325, where we closed that on the day. If we can actually get above that, more than likely we're going to retest today's high of 345. And if the stock can actually overshoot that, I think at minimum we can see 4, potentially 5, if the broader markets are up. All right, so that's my take. What else? All right, and then we have ticker NNVC hourly chart. Stock is up about 26%. This stock has just been all over the place. I want to say the last few trading days, you can see here, you had like the run up and then you have that huge gap down. A few more days of run up, you have that gap up. last few days the stock pulled back, so it's just been all over the place. Again, it closed at around $12. I believe it closed $12 on the day, again up 26%. It's actually up an additional 25% in after hours, trading at 15.11. So we definitely got above this resistance level here that I drew, that $13 mark. Let's say that $13 to $13.50 mark. We're definitely above that in after hours. So after hours we're trading somewhere around 15.11 brings us around here. Let me move this. So we're trading around here in after hours, which actually bodes well if you are long. So heading into tomorrow, for this rally to continue, right? Obviously you want it to stay above $15. If it can do that, more than likely it's going to retest the previous high of 1770, and with momentum, because this is that type of stock, I can actually see it hitting $20. So there's still about $5 of potential upside left, in my opinion, that can be achieved tomorrow if those things happen, right? So if it can remain above $15, that's good. If we can take out the most recent high of around $17.70, that's good. And if it can do that, I think momentum at that time would have shifted, and I can see this hitting around $20. All right, what else? All right, and then you have ticker LLIT, a stock that's up 20% on the day, down a little bit in after hours, a little over 1%. I see a quote of 229, which brings us somewhere around this strange area right here. So let me draw its support. We can say support clocks in at around $2.10 to $2.15. And let's see where resistance is. I would say this would be resistance here around, let's say, 245. So I'm going to do like an over under for you. So anything obviously over 245, which will get you above here, that's clearly bullish. If that can happen, easily I can see this retesting around $3 to $4. If it actually opens under support, and again that support level is around 210 to 215. If it opens up under this red line here, then obviously that does not bode well for the stock, and I can see it drifting to the high ones. All right, hope that makes sense. What else? All right, and for ticker SNBL, we're just going to switch to the daily chart. It's off about 41% on the day. You can see it here. Up slightly in after hours. It's up around 4%. I see a quote of 157, so somewhere around here. Not too far off a session lows of 151. So heading into tomorrow, obviously, you want it ideally to stay above 157. If that can happen, you can get that dead cat bounce. And I've spoken about this before. Anytime a stock sheds 40 to 50% in one day, it's not a stock I would want to hold longer term, but for a shorter term trader, you will get those 10, 15, sometimes 20 to 25% dead cat bounce. That will happen with ticker SNDL. Is tomorrow the day? That I don't know. Again, you would have to pay attention to how the stock opens up. Again, if we can stay above where we're trading right now, above that 157 area, you have a good chance of running. If, however, heading into pre-market and regular session tomorrow, you see that the stock is actually drifting towards today's low of 151, and we break that, I can't say we're going to tumble too much. Again, we already shed around 41% today, give or take. If we take out today's low of 151, it might shed another 5 or so percent, but definitely it will give you that setup to have a dead cat bounce. If not tomorrow, definitely sometime next week. But again, this is like that asterisk the stock is trading at all-time lows. In my opinion, not something I would feel comfortable holding longer term. What else? All right, so then we have ticker BGG daily chart. Stock is off around 21% on the day. You can see the gap down right here. Broke that 6 to 7 months support of around, you can say $4.90, $5. Trading at $3.94, up slightly about 1% in after hours. I see a quote of $3.98. But another stock, if we kind of zoom out, another stock that seems as though it's trading at all-time lows. Again, not a stock that I'd want to hold. 21% is not 40%, so there's a possibility that this stock might actually take another nosedive or another beating tomorrow. Again, to see whether or not that's going to happen, you want to pay attention to how the stock opens up, and in particular today's low of 382. If we take out 382, more than likely you'll see another sell-off, in my opinion. What else? All right, and then we have ticker I daily chart. Let me speed it up. I'll wrap it up pretty soon, and I think I'm making good time. Anyway, let's talk about ticker I daily chart. Another stock that's off a lot on the day, closed down about 17%. See a quote here of $3.11. We're up a little bit in after hours, 317. So heading into tomorrow, you definitely want to pay attention to, as I always say, how the stock opens up. If we open up below where it closed, that's not a good sign. You want to pay attention to today's low of 272. And if we end up breaking 272, I wouldn't be too concerned if you're looking to sort of catch that dip buy, because you can see here, if you go back to 2015, about 5 years, you can see that there is support around that 260 to 270 area. So even if we take out today's low of 272, you might be able to sort of like catch that trade for a bounce, but longer term I wouldn't want to hold this. But you know, in terms of support resistance from a risk reward perspective, taking a trade in that $2 area is not a bad idea. What else? And let's cap it with ticker EROS daily chart. So I guess we're back to the daily. Stock is off about 17% on the day. Closed at 274 here, up slightly about 1% after hours. I see a quote of 277. So again, if we go back to June after the stock gap down, you can see it tried to actually break out of this range here. Not tried to, it actually did break out, but that breakout was not sustained. For the last 7 or so trading days, the stock has actually been in a decline. Again, we closed at 274, although we're up slightly in after hours. Low clocked in at 272. So even though we're up about 1% in after hours, we're still trading relatively close to today's low of 272. That's never a good thing. So heading into tomorrow, if you're long, trying to hold on to this trade, you know, hey, more power to you. You definitely want to pay attention to today's low of 272 and how the stock actually opens up. If we open up below 274, there's a good chance we're going to take out 272 and potentially can drift further. I didn't look at the longer term chart. Yeah, another one that's, you can see here, if you pull out another stock that's trading at or close to all-time lows, not necessarily the best stock to hold on a long-term basis. Anyway, we're going to cap it there. Tina here once again from ShortMeTina.com. If you enjoyed any portion of that video, I would like for you to do 3 things for me. 1, comment in the comment section. Let me know if you are in any of these trades and what did you think about my analysis, or just say hi if you're new around town. That's the first thing. Again, don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it and make sure that you are subscribed. That's the second thing I want you to do. Again, if you like this video, make sure you are subscribed at our YouTube channel at ShortMeTina. And the last thing, that's it. I'm not going to say anything else after this. Number 3, I've been trading for a long time, over 15 years, about 20 years actually. Learned a lot, lost a lot, lessons that I'm sharing with you for free. Yes. So right now what we're doing is hosting a free 14-day trading course. And if that's something that you're interested in, again, I'm taking my 20 years of experience, I condense it and try to present to you the relevant information. So if that's something that you're interested in, I don't need your credit card. All I need is your email address. And so yeah, if you're interested, head on over to our website, ShortMeTina.com, sign up, become a member. Thank you for listening. And as always, thank you for the support. I will talk to you.